Hello everybody and welcome to a new video. This is Offline. Today guys we have a video of Pokemon coming, the new Pokemon game, and we are doing, it's not a tier list, but I'm gonna mention the unit, the S Pokemon that I think are the best tank. We're gonna do another video about the best S Pokemon damage dealers, and then we're gonna do the same for healers as well. We're gonna start with the tanks. I have been looking around because I needed a tank and I didn't realize I had a decent one. I think it's a really good one. I haven't tested it yet because it's not fully built yet, but I plan to actually make a video about him. That's Rhyperior. I think Rhyperior is actually pretty good. Before we get into this list, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. It's free and we are really close to 1,000 subs, which would help the channel so much, so don't forget to do that. Now we get into this, and I'm gonna mention 4 of them plus another one that is not an actual tank, but I think is decent tank and also can do other stuff. So let's start with the Rhyperior. We'll see what skills, what they do, and also I'm gonna say why I think these units, these Pokemons are good as tanks. Now Rhyperior has really high, decently high physical attack, physical defense, and HP. So if you actually gonna reappraise it, just try to re-roll the IV, try to get as much physical defense especially as possible, and HP and also physical attack are important. Speed is low anyway, so you're not gonna get much out of it. Obviously if you can get all 31 IVs, that's perfect, but hey, how hard it's gonna be. Anyway, Rhyperior, what does he do? Wait, we are checking Rhyperior, right? Yes. So Horn Drill smashes a single enemy with a head to deal this much damage and absorb 40% physical defense from the target for 2 rounds. So it's a good tank for like physical attackers. His special defense is not that high, so be careful when using special defense. Obviously each tank is gonna be having higher physical defense or higher special defense, so like Rhyperior is gonna be weaker against special attackers, other ones are gonna be weaker against physical attackers. So but I think he's actually a really good tank. He still absorbs 40% physical defense from the target for 2 turns. That's pretty good. On Drill spins its body to attack a single enemy, dealing under 60% physical attack plus 192 physical damage, and increases physical defense of the front line by 60% for 2 turns. So all the front line gets 60% extra physical defense. Now if you are fighting against physical attackers, physical damage dealer, Rhyperior is going to be really strong because the whole of your front line is going to get 60% extra physical defense for 2 rounds. But this one is available every other round, so well, actually no, but really often anyway. So the defense is going to be up all the time pretty much. Now what does skill 3 do? This is obviously the final move. Rhyperior shoots out rock cannon to attack enemies in the front line. So it's an AoE, well, kind of an AoE. It's a frontliners though, dealing 245 physical attack, and he has decently high physical attack as well as base attack, plus 168 physical damage with an extra physical damage equals to 150% of the physical defense, and that's why you need to try and get higher IV on the physical defense. It's going to do even more damage. If its physical defense is higher than the target's, its damage increased by 1% for each 1% of physical defense more than the target. So you can do up to 30%. That's not bad. That's not bad. Alright, the passive. In battles, increase own 40% physical defense. Every time being attacked, physical defense increased by 8% up to 5 times for 2 rounds. So 40% physical defense, 60% physical defense, is still 40% physical defense. It's gonna be really tanky. Again, it's gonna be weak against special attacker, special damage, but as a physical damage is gonna be a really good tank. So Rhyperior is number one. I'm saying number one, but don't mean to say like number one is the best. Is one of the ones I think is actually good. Next one, I don't want to miss anyone. So Aggron I think is going to be also really good. So he has a single target, increasing own physical defense by 60% for 2 rounds. Increase 60% physical defense for 2 rounds. Again, Aggron is probably gonna be weak against special attacker, because special attack is gonna be low, so he's obviously gonna be weaker against special attacker. But if the enemy has just physical attacker, then Aggron is gonna be really good as well. Skill 2, Aggron digs large iron ore from underground and uses it to attack a single enemy target. So single attack, single target damage. Yes, we did it. It makes the target flinch for 2 rounds, reducing its damage by 10%, but damage reduced by 30% when attacking steel type Pokemon. So it reduces the damage the opponent do. Skill 3, Aggron uses dealing and charges at enemy targets in a row. So it's gonna hit two Pokemon, dealing this much damage while increasing its own physical defense by 80% for 2 rounds, and gives all allies a steel shield. 350% of Aggron physical defense, which just increased by 80% for 2 rounds. So it does damage. I think it's decent damage because it's 260%, increases physical defense by 80%, gives a shield to all allies. Big shield. It sounds good. Because, okay, so he's gonna be weak against special attackers, but it's still, the shield is gonna be thick, so it's still gonna tank a little bit. In that case, it might be better than Rhyperior. I don't have him, unfortunately, but we try to get it. If we get it, we'll test it. Well, I'm gonna test Rhyperior though. So the passive gives a steel shield to unallied Pokemon with the lowest HP before each peak round. The shield is equal to Aggron's 150% physical defense. That's another shield he gives to an ally with the lowest HP. So it protects them and maybe they won't die. That's good though. That's really good. Because he gives sustain. It's not just a tank, he has sustain as well. It doesn't heal, but the shield acts like a protection. So I feel like Aggron might be better than Rhyperior. But yeah, Rhyperior, Aggron, they look really good. The third one I want to mention is Dusknoir. I think is actually really good. Differently. I think he might be better overall as a tank because he has high base special defense and high physical defense, so he's an overall tank. I think it doesn't do too much damage, although the physical attack is 100. It's not too bad, but it's kind of low if you compare. Actually no, it's not that much different, but I think like as a tank, overall tank, it might be better because he has high special defense and physical defense. Alright, what does Dusknoir do? Dusknoir summons Ghost Shadow Face to attack a single enemy. Does damage that with 30% chance to absorb enemy into a black hole for 1 round, meaning the enemy is out of the game for 1 round and cannot do anything. It cannot attack, it cannot be attacked, but the enemy is out of the okay. Now skill 2, Spook Punch. Does not release 4 Will-O-Wisps to single enemy target with the lowest HP. Okay, so his lowest HP, it could be backline as well, dealing 160% physical attack plus physical damage, giving its target the General Sense effect for 2 rounds. General Sense, when Dusknoir receive an attack, target with General Sense will also receive the same amount of damage. Apply to targets in black hole as well. Although I don't think he's gonna apply because they cannot attack. So Actually could, because if you put the general sense to them and then you put them in the black hole, alright, oh my days. So if it gets hit by a special attack with a lot of damage, it's gonna reflect that damage back to other opponents. What if you give, so if he has general sense, if he applies general sense to 3 opponent, it does the same amount of damage to 3 opponent. Whew. Dusknoir, so skill 3 Holy Wool, to create a Holy Wool with enemies in the front line while opening a black hole. Dealing 203, okay, that's done, with 50% chance of pulling that target into the black hole for 1 round. So skill 3 also does that, with the enemies in the front line. Okay, so he's gonna do this and he's gonna attack the 3 enemies in the front line. I mean, if you kill 1 already, it's gonna be 2, but it's gonna attack the whole front line. It can put 3 enemies in the black hole with 50% chances. Okay, with general set, the users recover HP by 100%. Dusknoir special defense before each depot with general sense. The user recover HP by 100%. Dusknoir special defense. I don't know what these mean. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what these mean. So with general sense, how do you put general sense then? For the general sense was gonna be the passive. I don't know now. I think it's the passive mode deep hole. The user recover HP by 100% of Dusknoir special defense before each attack. The user with general sense, is he gonna heal the opponents? I'm not sure about this. If you guys can, let me know in the comment below what this means. I'm not sure. Beside the passive though, I think Dusknoir, it doesn't have well, it might have heals, we don't know, but beside that, it's a good tank and also has some crowd control, let's say, because it can just put away units. It can just put away Pokemon even for just 1 round, but 1 round is all you need to actually take advantage over the opponent and win the game, right? So really good crowd control and probably heals. Alright, so Dusknoir, it's a different type of tank. It's really different from Rhyperior and Aggron. But he has crowd control, which is a really good crowd control actually. I think Dusknoir is actually really good as well. Goodra is the other one I wanted to mention. So what does Goodra do? Goodra twists the body and releases strong, increase own special attack damage reduction by 20% for 2 rounds. So the special attacker are gonna do 20% less damage on Goodra. Goodra is a really tanky. Special defense 150, physical defense 70. So it's gonna be a bit weaker against physical defense, but it's still gonna have the damage reduction. So it's gonna be weaker against physical attackers, but the damage reduction is gonna be 20% regardless, which is good. Skill 2, applying goo for 1-2 round. Goo control effect cannot use basic attack or small skill. Good attack a single. Okay, so let's say they already use skill 3. Skill 2, I think they cannot attack at all because they cannot go for basic attack or small skills anyway. Okay. Goodra transform into a dragon. Does this much damage and provide allies with 100% special defense and 15% damage reduction from Goodra for 2 rounds. Meanwhile, all negative effect of all allies reduced by half. So it kinda cleans a little bit. Goodra gives 100% special defense to all allies, 50% damage reduction to all allies. Wow. When receiving crit, reduce 65% crit damage and recover own HP but 100% own special defense. So Goodra's self-heal, damage reduction for Goodra itself, allies, reduce the damage by 60% crit damage if it's a crit, or otherwise, it still reduces the the damage with skill 3 anyway, and with skill 1, right? Yeah. So there's a lot of damage reduction with Goodra, and her stats are really good as well. I think Goodra is another unit, another tank that is actually really good. I want to mention Florges. I know she's not a proper tank, although the special defense is extremely high. Extremely high. I would say Florges is actually a tank, and also she heals a lot. So we're gonna go through it. Florges is one really good unit, also free to play. There's a lot of free to play units in this game though. It's gonna be hard to skill them up, to start them up, but there's a lot of these as Pokemon that you can get from shards from the different shops. It might take a while, but still. So skill 1 increase, well, that's damage obviously, single target, and increase own healing rate by 20% for 2 rounds. That's really good. Skill 2, single target damage and recover HP for frontline allies that equals to 60% special attack, which is not low at all. 112 is actually not bad. Skill 3, rain and leads the rain to attack all enemies. So AoE, heal all allied Pokemon with 90% special attack. Heal more 50% to 2 Pokemon with the lowest HP. Ooh. Increase all allied Pokemon 15% healing effect. Whenever an allied Pokemon receives crit damage, recover its 80% special attack HP. This Pokemon is insane. I'm trying to get the shards. I don't have enough shards yet, but Florges is a really good tank and heals as well. So I think in my opinion, these are the best tanks. Do let me know what you think about the tanks though, if I'm wrong, if you think there's any other unit, any other Pokemon that is better tank than the one that mentioned. And if you have any of these Pokemon, let me know how you're using them and how well they're doing. So Rhyperior, Aggron, Goodra, Dusknoir and Florges for me are really good tank. Guys, that's it for the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment below what you think about these Pokemon. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye everybody. Take care guys. Stay safe and sub. Bye.